Today, the topic for discussion is correlation. We'll be covering what exactly the correlation is, how it is calculated, and how it is interpreted, and what does we conclude when we calculate correlation. In early chapters which we have covered, we talked about the single characteristics of the given data distribution. If I say single characteristics, if you talk about characteristic of a single variable like mean, median, mode, dispersions like a range, standard deviation, mean deviation, quartile deviation. These all calculations we were doing on a data which was given to us, and that was representing a single variable. What we call them? We call them univariate analysis, because we try to summarize the characteristics of a single variable. Now, next step is to deal with two variables, two and more variables, we can see. When we say that we'll be dealing with two variables, that means the data related to one variable will be given to you, and the data related to another variable will be given to you. In that case, what happens? We have to find out the relationship between these two variables, how they are, what are their characteristics, and how they are moving, whether they are increasing, they are decreasing together, or do they have no relationship among themselves. So how do we describe this type of their joint behavior? So the need of the correlations come over there. What we do is, another concept which supports and which follow the correlation is regression. They are the two basic methods to arrest this characteristics of the two variables. So we call it bivariate data. So correlation, it is a statistical technique which can show whether and how strongly the pair of variables are related. For example, height and weight, age and height. We can take any example. If I say age and height, I mean, if I say more the age, as you grow older, your height increases, but to an extent after that, then it stops. It's fine enough. But when you are born, then you are a kid, then you get into school, then up to the college, your height increases as your age increases. Similarly, like weight, age increases, your weight also increases. So your height increases, your weight increases. That's why that standard table is given to us. The people with these height, they should have an average weight of between this range. Why? Because they have correlated, studies are done, and they have found that height, which is one of the variable taken under study, another variable, weight, taken under study, they both behave in a same way. Height increases, weight increases. See, both the variables, they are related to each other. Taller people, they may tend to be heavier than the shorter people. The relationship is not perfect. It is not like if your height has increased by 2 units, your weight will increase by 2 unit proportionality. No, never. It is not that perfect relationship. But yes, it moves in the same direction. People of same height, they also may vary in weight. Not necessary that a height, if you have a height of 5.2, that means you and all the people who are lying with who have the height of 5.2 have the same weight, 52 or 54 kg. Not necessary. Nonetheless, the average weight of the people, if I have taken as I've taken the example 5.2, it's not necessary if I find the average of all the different observations who have the height 5.2, and if I find an average of the few observations and the height of 5.1, not necessary. Here the average which I found and here the average which I have found, not necessary. These two average also have the difference in same proportion. It may be related, but it not doesn't direct perfect relationship does not exist always. So correlation analysis, it is a statistical tool which can be used to describe the degree to which the one variable is linearly related to another. So to degree to which. So it says to what extent the linear relationship exists. Now, if the linear relationship exists, the correlation coefficient will indicate how close the linear relationship is, how close the straight line such a relationship is, and it is known as strength of association. We'll take an example and we make you understand the concept. But before we start with the correlation, let us understand what is linear relationship. Linear relationship always says that if one variable is increasing or decreasing, another variables move in the same or opposite direction in same ratio. This I can make you understand using an example. For example, let us suppose you have purchased a product. Let's say simple, one apple. If one apple cost you rupees 5, two apple will cost you, yes, 10. Three apple will cost you 15. Four will cost you 20, and so on, right? If I say find the ratio in this case, yes, it is 1:5. Find the ratio in this case, 1:5. Look, I'm getting the same ratio. So when the ratio you find is constant in these two variables, what are these two variables? This is x variable. So what is my x variable? It is number of apple. So I call number of apple as an x variable, and I call its cost, or I must say its price. Price of one variable, I call it y. So now, if x is one variable, number of apples, units, and y is its price, and I see that it always goes into same proportion, then I will say these two variables are linear related. But actually it doesn't happen in real world. What happens when you go to the market? You purchase one apple, you have purchased two apple. The shopkeeper, the seller will cost you 5, 10. But if you ask him that I need 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, does it then makes ask you to pay accordingly to this? No. Per kg then it comes like it is 100 rupees per kg, 200 rupees per kg. In that case, if I try to find out per unit cost, it will definitely come less than 5. क्या होता है? इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल तो इकोनॉमीज में भी पढ़ा है. बल्क में जो हम खरीदते हैं तो यूनिट प्राइस कम पड़ती है. सिंपल जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो यहाँ भी अप्लाई करते हैं, बट वो है रियल वर्ल्ड की बात. तब ऐसा अगर होता है तो हम क्या बोलते हैं? नॉन लीनियर रिलेशनशिप एग्जिस्ट करती है जब सेम प्रोपोर्शन में मूवमेंट नहीं होता. किसका? वेरिएबल्स. But when variables like x and y, they move in the same proportion, then I call it a linear relationship. So once linear relationship is established by the correlation analysis, regression analysis takes it a step further by quantifying and establishing a straight line relationship. A straight line relationship between the two variables, given variables which are under study. The straight line which we obtain, what is it? It is called the line of prediction. It is used for prediction purpose. Prediction purpose of what? If the value of one variable is given, we can predict the value of other variable. Similarly, if the value of this one variable is given, you can calculate the variable value of other variable. If x is given, you can find y. If y is given, you can find x. But when you get that straight line prediction equation. So the variable which is predicted is known as dependent variable, and the variable that is used for making the prediction is known as independent variable. In this case, if I say the price depend upon number, you just tell me the number, then I will say the price. Even if the price is given and unit price is given, I can also find the number. That's true. But in this case, if the unit price not been given, more valid, जो सही लगता है, जो सही कैलकुलेशन आ जाती है, वो आती है प्राइस. आप हमें नंबर बताइए. You tell me the value of X, I will give you the value of price. Either way it will work. So if I am calculating price given the X, then I am predicting Y given the value of X. So in this way, prediction is done. This is a simple example, but where it is applied in economies, demand, price and demand function, supply and demand. There are certain variables where a standard equation is established, and based on equation, the predictions are done. What will happen after a month, after a year? Well, how the sales will move in the case of certain company, how the marketing expenses has its effect on sales. What the targets generally the companies fix is based on the prediction. How much the sales will take place, how much the demand, as the demand is moving in this way, what could be the demand in the next month. Accordingly, many crucial decisions take place. There are several different correlation techniques. The present analysis include the most common, Karl Pearson. Second, Spearman rank correlation, etc. They are a partial correlation, and there is a concept of multiple correlations also. Like all the statistical techniques, correlation is only appropriate for certain kinds of data. What type of data? The data which can be quantified, which can be taken into numbers. But the data like the categorical data means like gender. If you have taken certain observation, the observation will lie either in male or female gender. If you have taken the city will lie in one of the following: city, state, country. They are all what? They are all categorical data. There we cannot go for the correlation analysis. Name of some brand which the name of some brand which you really like, categorical data. Education level, categorical data. Further, how the categorical data is dealt, you have another tool for that. But for correlation, what we want data in these numerical form. So according to certain specific statistician, we should define the definition. We should put a definition properly, like Wessel and Wallet. How he has defined? The people have defined the correlation as when a group of items are recorded with respect to the values of the two distinct variables, and it is found that pairs of the values tend to be associated, the two variables are said to be correlated. What does it say? It says that you have certain group of items like this. Group of items, we have recorded them. We have recorded them with respect to the values of two different variables. This is one, this is related to this is another pair, this is another pair, this is another pair. So we have recorded this group, right? And then what we have found? We have found that pair of this value, this pair of this value, they tend to be associated. Yes, we see that there are some association. What is association here? It is increasing. It is increasing. So there is an association. Something must be there. We don't know. We don't know this is number. We don't know price. We only know X and Y. What happens in that case? If I have not given you that what is X, if I have not given you the name, what is Y, what would happen then? In that case, you don't know X is number of apple and Y is its price. You only know that it is X and Y. Then what will happen? What I see, X is increasing, Y is increasing. So I would see definitely some relationship must be there. कुछ ना कुछ X और Y के बीच में कुछ relationship है, क्योंकि X भी बढ़ रहा है तो Y भी बढ़ रहा है. So this definition talks about this concept. Another definition was given by W.I. King. He says, correlation means that between two series or groups of data, there exists some causal connection. He has given the word causal connection. Why is he using the causal connection? Because there's not a perfect relationship. Not perfect relationship means exact, this exact relationship may or may not possible. हो सकता है कि ये increase हो रहा है, ये भी increase हो रहा है, but to an extent. 100% increase होना जरूरी नहीं. Just for example, height or weight. हम एक example लेते हैं. Height Same, it increases, weight also increases. Fine. Both of them, they move in the same direction. Fine enough, it's easy concept. But is it necessary that when you have a kid who has got double height, तो उसका weight भी double हो? No, not necessary. Height जिस उससे बढ़ रही है, height अगर double कर देते हैं, तो weight double हो? Not necessary. So causal relationship he has used. Next, what are the types of correlation? Correlation can be classified into majority 4 different types. First, positive and negative correlation. Second, simple and multiple. Third, partial and total. And fourth, linear and non-linear. Let us understand the first, positive and negative correlation. Positive correlation, when the quantities they tend to move together in the same direction. Example, when both the variables they try to move in the same direction, means if it is increasing, it is also increasing. If I decrease, this will also decrease, right? Both of them are moving in the same direction. Then what is negative correlation? Negative correlation, in one variable increases, other variable decreases. They move in opposite direction. For example, yes, price and demand. See, you have learnt about price and demand relationship in the case of economics, right? What happens when price goes down, the demand of that product increases, right? If I say X is the price and Y is the demand, then how the people are moving, both variables, they are moving in opposite direction. One increases, other decreases, one decreases, other increases. Price and demand is an example of negative correlation. If there is a negative correlation, if there is a positive correlation, then between these two, there exists zero correlation also. So we can call it a no correlation. What happens in no correlation, zero correlation? X and Y are completely independent. We cannot find any relationship. हम जब हमें डेटा मिलता है और हम डेटा को चेक करते हैं और डेटा के बीच में एक रिलेशनशिप मेजर करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो पता नहीं चलता कि एक बढ़ रहा है तो दूसरा बढ़ रहा है कि कम हो रहा है. कभी इंक्रीज डिक्रीज, कभी इंक्रीज, कोई दोनों के बीच में रिलेशनशिप नहीं है. Example, salary of one employee and expenses of the another employee have no correlation with each other. We cannot see. Price of one commodity and the demand of another commodity. But these both of them product, they should not be substitute or they should not be the supplementary products, right? As we have started in economics. If they are, then they definitely be related. So entirely two different variables which are not at all related with each other. When we are going to calculate correlation, we will get the value 0. So first category lies in positive, negative, and we have talked about no correlation also. We have another simple and multiple correlation. What happens in simple and multiple correlation? Under simple correlation, the relationship is confined to two variables. Simple correlation. Similarly, output of any crop, yield of any crop, and the fertilizers which you have applied. Though the output or the yield of the crop also depend upon irrigation, type of seeds, type of soil, climatic conditions, many factors that add or that contribute to the yield. But what we are considering, हमने डेटा किस चीज का कलेक्ट किया? हमने सिर्फ दो वेरिएबल का डेटा कलेक्ट किया कि कितनी उपज हुई, यील्ड कितना हुआ और सिर्फ फर्टिलाइजर आपने कितना यूज किया था. तो हमने फर्टिलाइजर और आउटपुट को हमने कनेक्ट किया. That means we are studying simple correlation. What happens in the case of multiple correlation? In multiple correlation, we take into consideration more than two variables. Output जो है, उपज जो है क्रॉप की, यील्ड जो है, उसपे हम एक से अधिक जो फैक्टर्स काउंट करते हैं उनको कंसिडर कर लेते हैं. हम टाइप ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स भी यूज करेंगे, उसको भी चेक करेंगे. हम टाइप ऑफ सॉइल, टाइप ऑफ सीड को भी देखेंगे. जब एक से ज्यादा वेरिएबल्स को कंसिडर कर रहे हैं इस वेरिएबल की स्टडी के लिए, तब क्या हो जाएगा? मल्टीपल correlation. So if I represent the output or yield with X, then Y that is, they can be many. So y1, y2, y3, it can be like that. If this is the yield, then this can be amount of fertilizer, so it is again numerical. Then irrigation can be in the term of some gallons of water. Then it can be labor hour, how much manual time has been given to you. These are all in numbers. So there are so many factors that affect this factor. When all these are taken into consideration, we are studying multiple correlation. What happened in partial and total then? In partial correlation is a part of multiple correlation. First, there we know that this output depend on so many factors. But what I do, I only study this fertilizer and I keep irrigation and labor are constant. I keep irrigation and labor are constant. When I say constant means, for example, दो फील्ड दिया हमने, एक फील्ड और दूसरी फील्ड. एक फील्ड में हमने आउटपुट चेक किया फर्टिलाइजर 1 लगा के, दूसरी फील्ड में हमने आउटपुट चेक किया फर्टिलाइजर 2 लगा के. बट दोनों के केस में इरिगेशन सिमिलर, labor are same. So what I did, when I was studying this two output, in both the two output, irrigation और labor hour में हमने कोई variation नहीं करा, दोनों को बराबर बराबर irrigation भी दिया और labor hours में हमने same place किया. इस केस में हम बोलेंगे कि output is studied keeping these variables constant, and so we have studied this variable relationship with the output yield. X is studied in relation to Y, keeping these other factors constant. So it is a part of multiple correlation, but it is called partial. Why? Partial because we have taken into consideration only one or two factors, keeping other factors constant. Then what is total? Obviously, just think, जब हमने बोला सबको कांस्टेंट कर दो, एक या दो को, एक ही को स्टडी कर रहे हैं हम, बाकी के फैक्टर्स को कांस्टेंट करते हैं पार्शियल में, तो टोटल में क्या हो जाएगा? वी विल कंसिडर ऑल द फैक्टर्स टुगेदर. यस, हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे सारे फैक्टर्स का अफेक्ट एक साथ एक्स के ऊपर, तब टोटल कोरिलेशन. सो व्हाट आई से व्हेन आई से पार्शियल कोरिलेशन, व्हेन आई से टोटल कोरिलेशन, सो इन टोटल कोरिलेशन ऑल द फैक्टर्स व्हिच अकाउंट फॉर दिस आउटपुट आर taken into study. And the fourth type of correlation which we talked about is linear and non-linear. So linear, remember the concept, same ratio. Non-linear, remember the concept when the ratio doesn't remain same, which really happens in the real world exam. And when we apply these types of concept, we consider certain assumptions. Always keep it in mind. When certain formula, certain statistical tool is applied, some model is applied, certain assumptions always take place. So that assumption talks that we work on linear correlation, and we consider that in the real world, in reality, this type of concept exists. So linear correlation and non-linear correlation. So when we study linear correlation, what we get? Look, in the linear correlation, we get straight line. It can be increasing, it can be decreasing, it can be straight line like this or this. But when it is if it is non-linear, then we can get curve. We can have curve. It can be parabolic curve, anything. So linear and non-linear concept-wise ratio, constant ratio. Here non-linear, it's not in constant ratio. Graphical, we get a straight line in linear. In graphical representation, non-linear, we do not get a straight line, we get a curve. So these are the four different types of correlation. We have to study how this correlation can be represented graphically. As we have already mentioned that the correlation indicates a degree of association between two variables, right? If I represent this graphically, then that is called scatter diagram. Scatter diagram is mainly used to represent bivariate data. We have an x-axis, we have a y-axis. So only bivariate data can be represented through scatter diagram. Although these diagrams cannot prove that one variable is causing change in another variable, or another is causing the change in the one variable. The causal relationship is not being shown by them. what they do, they only indicate the existence of the relationship between the variables. Existence of the relationship, whether it's positive, it's negative, or it is no. As well as it also represent the strength of that relationship. Two things. One, the direction. One, the direction means the relationship is positive, negative, or zero. And another is magnitude, that is the strength. How much is the relationship positively correlated, or it is lenient? It's not that strong relationship exists between X and Y. So two things. One, the direction, and another is the strength of association and relationship is can be very well can be read from the scatter diagram. What is a scatter diagram is? It is consists of two axes. One is horizontal, another is vertical. Horizontal axis, that we call it x-axis, generally represent the independent variable. Let's draw the scatter diagram. We'll draw it. Simple x-axis and y-axis, right? This is a simple graph that we have studied in school time even. So we know that x-axis in horizontal, and we always keep the vertical axis as y. What do we do? Because we do not know which variable is causing, which is the reason and what is the effect. But in case if you have been given x and y, and you know which is independent, which is dependent, in that case, what is a general habit is you try to always put the independent variable on the x-axis. But in case if you do not know, then you can go ahead with anything. But in some cases, many times it happens that, for example, like sales and expenses. If the data of sales and expenses are given, I can see that yes, expenses and sales. If you increase expenses, sales will increase. If you decrease the expenses, the sales will decrease. So to an extent, I can say sales depend on expenses, right? We can say sales depend on expenses. Expenses बढ़ाएंगे, sales बढ़ेगी. Expenses नहीं करेंगे, sales नहीं बढ़ेगी. Expenses क्या होते हैं? Expenses advertising में, expenses promotion में, expenses उसके quality product production में. Expenses can be on that product in different ways. तो क्या sales बढ़ेगी? Yes, sales बढ़ेगी. So I can see that expenses I can take as a independent variable, because and on this who depends? Sales depend. So generally when such cases exist, I consider this expense as an independent variable, and generally this is an habit is we take it on the x-axis. So what I do, I put expenses here on x-axis, right? The other variable, which is dependent variable, it is generally been taken on y. But in case if you don't know and only values are given like x and y, you can go ahead with this as per your choice. But once this axes and graphs are made, you are supposed to put the data on the graph. Remember, if you have taken sales on sales on y and expenses on x, as I have done it over here, please remember that you do not put the pairs in the wrong way. If I have like for example sales 10, 20, 30 and expenses are this, and sales are let's say 20, 30, 45, and I have these three pairs, right? What does a coordinates mean? When I ask you to put this pairs on this axis, means we need coordinates. So these are x coordinate, this become my y coordinate. So what is the first? We always write x in front, y बाद में लिखते हैं. कोऑर्डिनेट लिखने का एक स्टैंडर्ड तरीका रहता है, x आगे y बाद. तो x की वैल्यू यहाँ पे 10 है, y की वैल्यू यहाँ पे 20 है. तो 10 और 20 को हम ग्राफ पे प्लॉट करेंगे. You should have a proper graph paper in front of you. Always carry a graph paper when it is supposed to be used in the case of scatter diagram. So if what is scale? Scale is required. Yes, scale is these on the graph papers you always get these 1 centimeter blocks. सब ग्राफ पेपर्स पे 1 सेंटीमीटर ब्लॉक्स मिलते हैं. तो 1 सेंटीमीटर stands for how many unit on x axis and how many units on y axis. That is a scale. हम स्केल क्या यूज कर रहे हैं, डिपेंड करता है हमारा डेटा इतना वैल्यू कहाँ से कहाँ वेरी कर रहे हैं. हम x एक्सिस को हम 10 के डिफरेंस में ले सकते हैं. यस, आई कैन टेक इट 5 डिफरेंस. इट डिपेंड ऑन. सो आई हैव टेकन, लेट्स सी, आई हैव यूज्ड अ स्केल 1 सेंटीमीटर because these are expenses, so it may be rupee. So whatever the, so it can be rupee. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and so on. Y-axis, these are the y-axis. So I can take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What I did in this case, look at here on the y-axis, 1 centimeter ब्लॉक है आपका, वो किसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, 10, 10, 10 के डिफरेंस पर है, सेल्स भी रुपीस में है, तो हम इसमें बोलेंगे कि ये भी, ये यहाँ पर 1 सेंटीमीटर 10, 10, 10 के डिफरेंस पे 10 रुपीस को रिप्रेजेंट कर. ऑलवेज कीप इन माइंड व्हेनेवर यू ड्रॉ अ स्कैटर डायग्राम, ऑलवेज पुट स्केल ओवर देयर. ये बेसिक्स ग्राफ के वैसे भी स्कूल में भी पढ़ा हुआ है हमने, जब ग्राफ बनता है तो स्केल देना जरूरी है. पहला कोऑर्डिनेट 10, 20, 10 on the x axis, 20 on the y axis. So the intersection of, here I get my first coordinate. Let us name E. So this is my E. Similarly, this is B, this is C. X, ये है X आपका 20 and 30. So this is X 20 and this is 30. So somewhere here 30 and 45, 30 and somewhere here 45. So somewhere it would come. If you use proper graph paper, this will be a clean, neat work that will be done. What is this dot, dot, dot? So there may be, if you have a long list, you will have many more dots possible. You have more dots. What is the dot, dot, dot? This diagram is, this is called scatter diagram. Now, if the scatter diagram, in short, if I say it is looking like this, it looks like this. If there are so many values, if put all the values over here, something like, it will appear like this. Two things we have talked about scatter diagram. One is it will show you the relationship, that whether it is increasing, both of them, or decreasing, negative, positive, or no. And second thing, it will give you association. So look, if I try to find out कि जो clustering है ये कैसा है, see look, I can see the clustering is like this. Ellipse बना देते हैं. तो clustering कैसे दिख रही है? Clustering is like something looking like this. Both of them, the x as well as the y variables, they are moving in the same direction. How I concluded? Because this is like going upward. So when it is going upward, it is said to be positive correlation. हम यहाँ x पे बिलीव करेंगे तो x भी यहाँ बढ़ता जा रहा है, या y 1 पे 1, 2, 2 and like that. इस केस में भी देख सकते हैं 10 पे 20, ये बढ़ गया 20, तो ये भी बढ़ गया 30, ये बढ़ गया 30, ये भी बढ़ गया 45. तो यहाँ भी बढ़ रहा है, यहाँ भी बढ़ रहा है. तो ग्राफ में कैसे शो करेंगे? इट इज विद अ पॉजिटिव स्लोप. नाउ व्हाट हैपन इफ आई गेट अ स्कैटरिंग लाइक दिस? अगर हमने जो ये ऑब्जर्वेशंस हैं उसको एक्स और वाई एक्सिस पे लेते और हमको एक क्लस्टर इस तरह से दिखता, स्लोप नेगेटिव, इस तरह का ट्रेंड दिखता क्लस्टर का, we would have called it negative correlation. Third, now if the graph is like random, जहां पे आप कोई ट्रेंड नहीं निकाल सकते कि इंक्रीजिंग है कि डिक्रीजिंग है, नहीं निकाल सकते इस केस में. जैसे क्लस्टरिंग थोड़ा दिख रहा है इस तरह से, यहाँ पे भी क्लस्टरिंग थोड़ी बढ़ती हुई दिख रही है, बट डिजाइन कैन से कि नो इट इज इंक्रीजिंग और डिक्रीजिंग. नो, देयर इज no trend, nothing can be concluded from this. So what I would say, no correlation or zero correlation. Yes, it has to be zero correlation. So by graph I can very well depict whether the two variables are positive correlated, it is should move upward, नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ स्लोप दिखना चाहिए. नेगेटिव कोरिलेटेड ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ स्लोप दिखना चाहिए, या हम कोई ट्रेंड ही नहीं बना सकते, उस केस में हम कह सकते हैं कि दोनों वेरिएबल के बीच में कोई रिलेशनशिप एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती। तो स्कैटर डायग्राम हमको हेल्प करता है बताने के लिए कि रिलेशनशिप कैसा है। सेकेंड इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, रिलेशनशिप पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव जीरो तो बता दिया। अब इसके बीच, इन पॉइंट्स के बीच में कितना कितना एसोसिएशन है। अगर ये क्लस्टरिंग बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है तो आई वुड से दैट द क्लोजनेस विल शो मी द stronger the relationship. But agar closeness, for example, let me have another one. If you draw the graph and the graph comes like this, if the graph comes like, तो शो तो कर रहा है ट्रेंड, लुक शो तो कर रहा है इस तरह से, बट दिख रहा है वैल्यूज आपस में एक दूसरे से दूर है। यहाँ वैल्यूज एक दूसरे के साथ बहुत स्ट्रांगली एक दूसरे के पास क्लस्टर बनाए हुए। तो क्लोजनेस जो है क्लस्टर की वो शो करती है उसके एसोसिएशन। द स्ट्रॉन्गर द एसोसिएशन विल बी इफ द cluster are close to each other. So finally what I do, I interpret the scatter diagram. Positive relationship indicates by an ellipse of the points that slopes upward. A negative correlation is indicated by the collection of the points that slopes downward. I diagram with the cluster of points such that it is difficult or impossible to determine what type of trend is there. Then there is no relationship. And the strength of relationship can be found examined with the closeness of the points. The more the points are clustered together, the stronger the relationship.